Good morning, Rabbi.
Morning, Joe.
Thanks for showing up. We'll see you next week.
That was enough for one session. My attention span's really very short.
I joke. But of course, our topic right now is shrinking attention spans. So, what is it about us now? TV shows, everything, a 2 hour movie is now an hour and 30. And TikToks are, if I'm told, if it's more than 5 or 10 seconds long, you're going too long. Is our shrinking attention span an area for concern?
I don't think it's an area of concern so much as it's a perfect example of behavior and training. I think of dogs. I mean, I'm a behavioral therapist, so trained in ACT, acceptance, commitment therapy, which is based on behavior and changing our behaviors for better so we can have better, happier lives and not be troubled by thoughts. And the process is training. And we've been trained, or we are training ourselves to have a shorter attention span. I'm 75, so I can remember TV shows that had less commercials and had more content for the 30 minutes. I can actually see things are shrinking. And it's a perfect example of behavior therapy at both ends. One is we're being trained, and it's not an evil or bad thing. This is not a conspiracy. We are being trained, and then as our attention span becomes shorter, then it's adapted to the media. And as we adapt to the media, and it kind of works with itself. What comes to mind really right now are the Olympics. There's a perfect example of a long attention span. There's no way someone becomes an Olympian who doesn't have a long attention span. How much practice do these athletes do? Over and over and over. So attention span is not programmed into us, it's a behavior. And there might be a practical limit to how sound bites are another really neat example, that when someone says something, we hear the sound bite, and in the process, we miss the context, the content, and what the person is saying. So we can make an individual worse than they are, better than they are. We can make someone good, bad, bad, good, just by pulling out a sound bite that gets our attention. But what about the context? Why did the person say that? What's the whole thought involved? And so that, I think, is harmful, is we use it to hurt ourselves and each other. And as we become accustomed to faster and shorter, look, you do a TikTok that lasts 20 seconds, it's too long. Go, what? It takes me 5 or 10 seconds to get my attention to focus. So if it's over before I'm focused, I've missed everything.
Or you play it over.
And you keep playing it over and over to find out what you missed. So it would have saved time just to have it as a whole minute to start with, because you actually spent 20 minutes trying to figure out what the 5-second message was. When if it was 1 minute, it only took 1 minute instead of 20 minutes. So it's even faster. I don't understand. This is becoming more of a problem because we keep shrinking down and expecting. And then we begin to expect that we should understand, and we get annoyed with ourselves because we can't understand something. I know a lot of people that talk faster than I can listen. And I'll say to them, I can't listen as fast as you're speaking. You have to speak slower. And they give me this quizzical look, and I give them a quizzical look back. So there is a limit to processing time for us as human beings. So I think if there is a problem, Joe, that is the problem with shortened attention span. Meanwhile, I've just lost interest in this topic. And so, Joe, I think it's time to say goodbye because I'm going to move on to something else.
Well, thank you, Rabbi. I'll never lose my interest in you and your wisdom, but we'll
Well,
see you next time.
you will. And there's plenty of other episodes people can listen to. Bye.
Bye.